right? So if I were to say just strength alone, we could, I mean, the thing about it is you could do two different lists. Strength is different than just the way they RP. I think every group has a good RP though. But like the way they incorporate RP into their things is, you know. But let's start with right now strongest group. Obviously the strongest gangs in the city, the ones that even my gang are afraid to fight. The #1 gang in the city right now because of the way they handle things, the way they run their organization, just the way they have like their strength, right? Obviously the #1 gang is Chang gang, right? There's no doubt in my mind. Anyone who doesn't put Chang gang as the #1 gang right now is just out of their mind. When it comes to sheer power and numbers and organization due to forced organization, another S tier gang, one of the strongest in the city, is... I'm not seeing it here. Oh, right here. I think this is it. The PD. They're actually, I would rank PD as the strongest gang in the city. PD is ridiculous. There is like, when you have 40 members that are able to constantly charge at you, there is nothing, almost nothing that can beat that. Even if their comms are bad and they have new members, everything like that. PD, when you have the right people on, is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. There's like, you try fighting Air 1, Air 2 with Sam Bass leading and 40 to 50 members rushing you. It's impossible. Unlimited ammos, unlimited numbers, unlimited everything, right? Multiple departments. Extreme firepower. There's nothing that can beat that, right? On a sheer force base. So let's go. All right. Next up, let's talk about A tier gangs because I don't think there's very many other S tier gangs. S is like there's a lot of tiers here, and I would say those are probably some of the only S tier gangs. Now, when we get to A, there's a lot of very, very powerful gangs here. Obviously, Hydra is one that is feared. And you don't really fuck with Hydra because when you fuck with Hydra, I'm just going to say this straight up, you mess with the trifecta of gangs, Street Team, Chain Gang, and Hydra, right? Sure, Hydra is amazing on its own. They have strong members, but it also comes with the relationships that they have built up through the city, their connections, their business connections with Chain Gang, which leaves them with immense power and like money when it comes to connections. And it's just like, you know, difficult to deal with that. Right? They got the umbrella of gangs that really make them like strong, right? But obviously they have a good leader, they have good people in Hydra, but as far as I know, I don't know everyone in Hydra, but the people I do know are good, right? Other A tier gangs, obviously I have a lot of respect for the Vagos. The Vagos have been around for a very long time. Their command structure is clean. They're one of the oldest gangs in the city. Speedy is a just magnificent person, and just their gang is strong. You don't mess with the Vagos, right? I love the Vagos. I think they're just a great RP gang too. They're fun to interact with. I just enjoy every encounter with them for the most part. They're just great grip. Let's see. Let's go next. See, think about this is there's not many very like, it's also kind of difficult to see what some of these are. I don't, this is. I don't know what that is. All right. Let's go next. So because this group is here, I'm biased. I'm going to put it later. God, there's a lot of things I can put. I just don't get why. All right. All right, let's carry on. Next up, guys, I'm going to be very honest. when it comes to groups you want to fear in the city in terms of strength and the way they handle themselves, there are not many gangs in the city that can beat this group in terms of street fights and the way they handle themselves. They are incredibly patient. They've got strong members. They are probably some of the scariest people you could deal with. Any gang that fights this gang should be afraid. Very easy to say. I'm going to throw this group up out of respect for even us fighting them, and they made us better as players, right? Like as our peers, as fighters in the street, everything. I legitimately think the Grove Street Ballers are insane. Insane. To the point where I would actually list them probably like some of the highest in A tier. It is so difficult to kill one of them. Like, you shoot them 15, 20 times, they'll like get back up and start shooting you again. You know, like, it is crazy. They're mechanically strong. They're like great RPers. They got a lot of people in the gang. They stick around, you know, a lot. I don't want to throw too many groups in the A, but there are 2 more gangs I think I'm going to throw here. One of them being... Where is it? I can't see their logo. Out of respect for these guys, because the talent they have and the people that they like have in their group, and then just their strength in general. I've never fought them before, but I've seen them. I'm just gonna straight up say it. Gulag Gang is incredible at what they do. They are an A tier gang. They have proved time and time, even though they can't beat Chang Gang, it doesn't matter. That's not what you have to do. Gulag Gang is actually, in my personal opinion, a very strong gang. It is hard to say because, in my personal opinion, the thing that makes Gulag Gang a little bit weaker is their command structure. So, X is a wild card when it comes to GG. Marty will do a lot of work to organize things, to make sure, as much as he can, right? Organize things. I'm trying to think if they're A or B. Because of that. You know what? And let me think about this a little bit more. In terms of strength, they are A tier. In terms of organization, they're B tier. They very powerful fighters, very powerful drivers, very powerful things like that. Their RP is amazing and immaculate, and I love interacting with them. Let me think about this a little bit more. I'm going to leave this one until later. The only thing about it is, when you have a group led by X, things get thrown astray a little bit. X is an incredible lad, and I love him. He's literally a cleanbois. He's one of my friends. I fucking love X. But when he leads the gang, he does some crazy stuff, right? He'll lead them into fights, and then he'll vanish, or he'll do some crazy stuff, and then... Let's think about that one a little bit more. All right. These 2 I'm going to leave next to each other. All right, next up, let's move on from this because I think we can talk about it a little bit more. I think I don't like these groups. I'm biased towards CB, Gulag Gang, and Rust. I'm very biased towards them, right? So I'm going to leave them to last to talk about them because I'm a member of CB and a member of Rust, right? Let's talk about B tier in terms of their strength, their RP that they bring. I legitimately think one of the best groups when it comes to bringing RP in the server, even though they're not very strong, but they have been getting stronger recently. It's not the first person in B, but I'm going to throw the Mandem. Mandem are amazing RPers. They open doors for so many people. They just interact with people in a great way. They are just a fantastic, fantastic group. I'm going to throw probably the lead of B tier, though, is probably going to be BBMC. BBMC is one of the strongest gangs in the city. They have a very, very, very powerful front. They're organized. They have a bank account that has multiple gang funds in it. The problem with BBMC is that they, in my personal opinion, are too focused around Dundee. I think it will cause issues in the future, and it probably does cause issues to this day, where when Dundee wants something done, it is done, but it might be not to the benefit of everyone in his gang. Yeah, I would say Mandem have S tier RP, but strength is like probably C or D in this list, right? So that's why I want to throw them at B. Remember, this is not only in a list of strength, this is a list of RP plus strength. But yeah, I would definitely throw Bondi Boys to top of B. They are very strong. They're great RPers. They're extremely competent gang. Dundee's a good leader. Financially speaking, they're set up, but I do think they have some flaws when it comes to finances. I think they overspend. And I think even themselves, if they saw this, they'd be like, yeah, we do overspend a little bit, right? They probably incorporate too many funds into vehicles and probably too many funds into like fighting, which is fine. They probably like that. But like, I think it will lead to issues in the future. Let's see. B tier gangs. I don't know who the Saints are. I've heard they're new. The Hidden, I barely know anything about. Save Our Souls, I barely know anything about that. Royal Mafia. Mortel. I don't know what this is. Does anyone know what this is? That's MG? Okay. BSK, Aztecas, HOA. Oh god, HOA is definitely B tier. 100%. They're amazing. They are, by the way, B tier is good, guys. I don't want anyone to say like B tier is not good. Literally top gangs in the city. They're just, I don't want to place too many in the S and A tier because it would just be ridiculous, right? HOA incorporates so much incredible RP. They've literally turned Mirror Park into a place that people can actually go and do things. They have storefronts. They have stores that actually lead to amazing RP. They're great. What they do, they hold it down. Their leader is just a great person. Their members are great RPers. I think they're a fantastic gang. And I'm definitely going to throw another gang up here with them. I'm going to move Mandem right here because HOA is strong. And I'm going to move Seaside as one of the top B tier gangs. Seaside, even though, you know, I'm just gonna straight up say it, right? Like Russ and Seaside don't have the best relationships in RP. They're just a really strong gang. We fought against them. They made us better. They are ruthless in fights. They will wake up 2 hours before storm, get ready for combat, and immediately at tsunami, chase you down. Every single hour, every single minute, every single time they have the chance to, they will mess you up. And they won't stop. Seaside will continue hunting until like even when GSF was at war with Seaside, right? All they would do is they would hunt. They would sit there and they would hunt, even on their own turf. So definitely a strong gang. They are ruthless. They've got money. They got connections. They got benches. They've got experience, which is very important in the city. I think experience is one of the most like best thing. And they've good RP, right? They literally have 2 devs that like incorporate incredible RP into the server too. All right, let's get to, I think we could probably get more gangs into B, but let's get to C tier. C tier. I'm probably not going to use F and E. Maybe we'll use E, but I'm not going to use F. Okay, so I don't personally have enough opportunities to interact with this gang, but I think I just think they have such amazing RP, but the fact that I don't interact with them unfortunately leaves it so I don't really get to say very much about them. I love Rudy. He's got a great experience, like great pass on the server. Reed is awesome. The people that interact with from Lost are just great people. I think they're definitely one of the strongest gangs in terms of like powerhouse when it comes to like, obviously they've got turf, they've holding it down. They've got a whole compound that's just absolutely one of the most insane compounds in the entire city. Hi, Toby. How you doing today? Hi. How's it going, Toby? Yes, I'm making a game tier list because we hit a goal. But yes. Lost, because of my limited experience with them, I only have experiences with Cy Carter and Rudy. So I don't get to experience enough with them. So I can't really put them anywhere except in the middle. Right? I would say they're probably one of the best RPing groups in the server though. Okay. Let's move on from that. Is this the Clown Gang? Is this GSF? All right. Obviously, Merbo de Grande deserve a spot in either. I think there's. Fuck, man. I wish MG had a flag and were able to incorporate their presence on the server more. But unfortunately, they're actually limited by mechanics, so they can't do that. So unfortunately, even though they're a strong gang and they have such incredible RPers that are literally part of the Vados Alliance, they do meetings. I think they're hilarious. I would incorporate them right now due to their limitations at C, but I think this could definitely be like a B/A in the future. It's just more so like they're limited right now, and I think in the future that could definitely change. But it's a great RP oriented gang, so I would throw them right next to Lost. I don't know what the pack is. I'm trying to figure out what some of these gangs are. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. Oh, is it Jill? Oh. Okay. So I see Street Team here, but how many members of Street Team still exist? You have Jalen, who's the leader. You have Lil Bleach. Wait, actually. You have Jalen as the leader. You have the... Forehead left. Wait, what is Street Team? Wayne is the leader? Well, that's a meta unlock, and well, not meta unlock because I don't learn a character, but what? Well, they have a compound. I'm just gonna leave Street Team as D right now because I don't even know a single person in Street Team. But because of the fact that they're in the trifecta of Chang Gang and Hydra, I will leave them at D. The Angels. I think the Angels are underrated when it comes to their RP. But when it comes to strength, I think they're legitimately one of the weakest in the city. If not the... Because of their good RP though, even though they're weak, I will say that they're D. They have great RP. I love Banana. I think she's an amazing RPer. She's probably one of the most experienced people in the city. Incredibly easy to interact with. Unfortunately, I don't really know very many other people in the Angels. But yes, I would say D. A lot of people are saying F or whatever. Chat, they're not an F tier gang because they actually know how to RP. Like some of these games, I don't even know what they are. So I didn't even know the clown gang was a gang. I don't think the clowns, because they have funny, like they actually have good interactions with people, but I don't even see them as a gang. I would throw them E. I don't really know them as a gang. Aztecas, I would say that they have presence and they have good people that I've ran into. So I would throw them as D. But in terms of power, I'm not really sure too much. Mortel, I've ran into a lot of their members. I think they're hilarious. I think Sydney is a good leader, but I think they're definitely lacking fundamentally in a few aspects of organization. Maybe because they're a newer gang. Like I've heard complaints from even people that have left or people that have interacted. They've literally G-checked. They've had people that have G-checked. I know they're hangarounds, but they've G-checked like actual Rust members. And let's say Sydney. I meant Sydney. Cindy. I would say D for Mortel, which is not bad. Definitely like